Hari Om, everybody. Warm welcome to all of you again for today's session. We have again 3 more speakers coming out with their topics and very interesting topics. Before we commence, let's have the prayer. We have prayer being rendered by our Neetu from Chinmaya Vidyalaya Trishur is going to present the prayer for us. Yeah.
केशव पिञ्जधरा कृष्ण केशव पिञ्जधरा कृष्ण केशव पिञ्जधरा कृष्ण केशव पिञ्जधरा कृष्ण कलिमलुधारा हरे केशव पिञ्जधरा कृष्ण कलिमलुधारा हरे केशव पिञ्जधरा कुशलतपदश्री नादकृपाकर कुशलतपदश्री नादकृपाकर कुशलतपदश्री नादकृपाकर कृतहित पूर्ण हे कृष्ण कृतहित पूर्ण हे कौस्तुभाभरण कृतहित पूर्ण हे कौस्तुभाभरण केशव पिञ्जधरा कृष्ण कलिमलुधारा हरे केशव पिञ्जधरा
Thank you, Neetu. I think that was a very beautiful beginning, branded very, very beautifully. And once again, I extend a warm welcome to all of you for the second session of the season 3 Vidya Vritti. We are here again today, and we have a very, very special person to give his blessings to all of us. I am here in Chinmaya Vidyalaya, Mysore, and I have Swami Aditya Nandaji with us here. And I request Puja Swamiji has been running all the 11 schools in Karnataka so effectively and efficiently, and with the able guidance of Puja Swamiji from Bangalore. And he's here with us today to make a very auspicious start of the session today. I now request Puja Swamiji to speak a few words.
Hari Om. All our principals. Yeah.
Teachers also.
Teachers also are there. Om Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. I always tell our teachers in Karnataka, you have to read something new. When you read something new, if you read one thought, 10 thoughts will come up in your mind. So, and be good in technology also. What are all the things you can do with your mobile, you have to learn. Every year I take one session for all the teachers. There I say, do you know what is Google Lens? How can you make use of Google Lens in your study? Everything. If there is a textbook is there, I want that in a text format. How do you do? Google Lens will do it for you. You need not type it again. I have told last time in our Hubli school, no need to type. All the question paper you can extract from the Google Lens, and then you can make some changes, all those things. Learn something new, update with your technology. If you are not updating, you will be outdated. Okay. You will be outdated as a teacher. So study more. Some living examples you have to give. For that, what you read outside, that will help. What is not written in the textbook, that you have to share. What is there, they will read it. Today's, I'm very sorry to say, our students speak very good English than the teachers. When you go to what you call school annual day, teachers use the paper and then speak. Children will come directly, will speak. Just you have to observe, I'm telling. And their pronunciation is far better than the teachers. So we have to compete with our children, our school children. We have to improve our vocabulary. We have to improve our pronunciation. Hindi teachers, they have to see Hindi news. English teachers, they have to see English news. Compare how Arnab Goswami speaks, how Rajdeep Sardesai or Barkadar they speak. Listen, then change your pronunciation. In the same way, we have to update, study more books. Need not be textbook. Something mathematics teacher, when he teaches, if he has got a very good language, children will write easily. 24 plus 24, they will write 40 right. The same format, if you ask in a question in an English phrase, they can't understand. For that, language is required. Social, the required language. English is required. So improve the language, ask them to speak. Vritti means what? To increase. How our knowledge will increase. That is most important. This time I am planning to teach Kannada in our all Kannada, all Chinmaya Vidyalayas. How to write Kannada. Where are the mistakes we make Kannada? That also I am teaching. So last time we had one guest speaker we called, and then all the teachers, we had a session. So this time I will teach them something. So one subject, anyhow, education cell is doing, local state also we can do it. Call all the teachers together. Rashtrutana is doing that. They invite me every year. Rashtrutana schools, they invite me, I will go and then give them the lecture. So we state-wise, we have to meet together, and then new way, how can we share some activity. Need not, they should not, the money is, they should not use it. Something, whatever is there, that they have to use it. So that Vritti increase will happen only when we think creatively. Our Vedanta is 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Whenever I speak, it's a new chapter for me, because I think totally differently. Every chapter, when I speak next time, it will be totally different. For me, it is the new. So that happens only when we are creative, when we update ourselves. I read a novel, I take something from that, and then I tell in that chapter. One thing a teacher should always remember, according to me, whatever new you learn, you have to share with the children. Maybe a joke, a story, anything. Then what happens? They start accepting you, and whatever you teach, they grasp. So best wishes for all. Continue, learning new things. Hari Om.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. So very beautifully, Swamiji presented what does Vritti mean. So the very idea of Vidya Vritti is all of us are updating our knowledge through this. I'm sure the three speakers will agree with me. Presenting for 20 minutes, you would have done a study for more than 2-3 hours, or more than that maybe. So that is how our thinking gets better and better. And also it's a very big warning, like you see, so many species have become extinct today. Why? Because they couldn't adapt to the changing situations. Guruji says that when he was talking in one of the lectures, he mentioned it. Even teachers will get extinct if you are not going to adapt yourself. Like Swamiji said very beautifully, that our children know more than us. In technology, they are far above all of us, far ahead of us. What are we going to do? How are we going to catch up with that? So it's something which all of us need to look at it. The AI knowledge, it's something now, it's giving a big revolution in India education system. So that's all in for all of us. So, and the very purpose, Swamiji, is for everybody to think. We don't mind anybody wanting to speak. We request teachers to come forward and tell us. We give the topic, and I do some discussions also with them to understand what is their thought process and what could make it more effective and all of that. But then they swim through the whole thing, and it's been an interesting evolution empowerment program for teachers. And thank you so much for the valuable time, Swamiji. And today we have the three speakers. The national education policy, the vision statement is very, very clear. It says that we are going to transform India through Indic system of knowledge. So we have our first speaker, Sarmistha ji, from principal from Rourkela Chhend colony. She is going to talk about it and what can epics do. They can support education system. Whether it supports or not, it's what we have to do. And the more of it, see, there are three speakers speaking, but at least 10 of you should give your views and 10 of you should say something. 10 of you should ask some questions. 10 means I'm just telling you, few of you at least. Then we all grow together. It's not just being present here, but also participate in it, give your ideas. So I request Meena ma'am to introduce Sarmistha ma'am so that we can go forward. Over to me now.
Hari Om. Thank you so much, Amma. Hari Om to everyone. So it's a pleasure to introduce Sarmistha Kabisatpathy, who is the principal of the Chinma Vidyalaya at Chhend Colony, Rourkela. And that is called an English medium school, and it follows the ICSE syllabus. What about Sarmistha? So she has an MA in English from Cuttack, and she's worked as an English lecturer in a college before she joined the Chinma Vidyalaya. And having worked in Chhend now, she began the journey at Chhend when the number of children were only 80 there. And now I think they are past 1,500. Now, she has also, to her credit, some beautiful achievements and accomplishments. She has chanted the Bhagavad Gita during Puja Gurudev's Yajna, when Gurudev was there. She's grown up with Gurudev, and she's been a Balviha child from 5 years, from the age of 5, and she has served as a Chik member and was a Devi group member as she grew older. And she continues to remain the member of Chinmaya Mission, and she's also on the board of the Chinmaya Seva Trust at Rourkela. She gives plenty of talks on different spiritual topics in the public forum. She's written books and short plays and stories in Odia, and she's been a Chinmaya educator for 33 years. And with English, she's extremely eloquent because she comes up with beautiful poems and few lines of appreciation for every teacher in her school who celebrates their birthday. So a good round of applause and welcome to Sarmistha to talk to us about integrating ethics in schools, a timely necessity. Over to you, Sarmistha ma'am.
Right, ma'am. Hari Om to everybody. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. My humble pranam to respected Swami Adityanandaji, respected members of CCMT Education Cell, respected Santi Amma and Meena Amma, dear principals and educators present here today. I feel deeply honored to address this gathering on a topic of profound relevance. I feel so. Integrating ethics in school, a timely necessity. In today's fast-paced, highly competitive, and digitally driven world, as Santiamma just told, academic excellence alone is no longer sufficient. The real measure of education lies in shaping individuals who are not just intellectually competent, but also ethically responsible. NEP 2020 is a model, an ideal, an aspiration, how India would become a knowledgeable society and a knowledge economy of the world, not at the cost of Indian values and ethics, always cherished by all of us, but carrying those values forward while keeping an open mind to cope up with or accept the present pattern of education. So it's going to be a fine blending of our eternal value system, ethical values, and modern concepts needed for today. So ethics and Indian culture play a central role in shaping the educational system. I hope everybody is going to agree with me. We had a very distinct and sustainable mode of imparting education in ancient India. Later, Machiavelli mode of education aimed to create only job seekers who would remain slaves to the colonial system. As history tells us, after independence, two education policies were introduced in 1968 and 1986, which though aimed at decolonization of our education system, they tried, but perhaps we did not succeed. Now, NEP 2020 has been introduced, which aims to develop not just academically proficient students, but also morally responsible citizens for not only the country, but the world. We are fortunate to get opportunity to implement this policy to build the future with Indian hearts. So with reference to such a wonderful and new educational environment in this country, we feel today's topic, integrating ethics in school, a timely necessity that becomes relevant and very important. All Chinmaya Vidyalayas are definitely pursuing this pattern, though we feel the necessity of rethinking, analyzing, and implementing it more effectively, as scope for it is always vast and unlimited. As we enter into this topic, so let's ask ourselves the following questions for self-introspection. Are we imparting knowledge or nurturing wisdom? Are we only building careers or shaping character? Are we preparing students to earn a living or teaching them how to live righteously? Are we imparting education dreamt by our ancestors, our Pujya Gurudev? So these questions definitely, they are going to think over this particular thing. Now, before knowing how to integrate ethics in our schools and whether it is relevant to today, so let us first understand what is ethics. Ethics is the science of conduct. It is the study of what is right, what is wrong, what is good conduct, good in our conduct. Ethical science shows the way in which human beings behave towards each other as well as towards other creatures, not only human beings. Ethics is right conduct or sadachara, which is the highest dharma as well as the root of all best happenings in the whole universe. Ethics is morality that purifies heart and confers lasting happiness. One who follows the principles of ethics follows the path of righteousness and becomes an embodiment of dharma. So thus, in very simple terms, ethics refers to the principles and values that guide our behavior and decision making. It's about doing the right thing, being honest, fair, and respectful, considering how our actions might affect others. That's very important. Ethics helps us to distinguish between what is right, what is wrong, promotes respect for others, encourages justice and equality, taking the responsibility for our actions and their consequences. So it is very essential from personal to professional settings. Now, let's see ethics in Indian philosophy. As far as Indian philosophy is concerned, it encompasses a wide range of concepts, principles, and theories that guide human behavior and decision making. Hindu Shastras and Puranas are manuals of instructions explaining the key aspects of ethical living, which help establish moral order and righteousness at individual as well as social level. Ahimsa, Satyam, Brahmacharya are the foundation of ethics. The practice of these definitely purifies the heart and steadies the mind. In all our Upanishads, we read these following stotras, chantings. We teach our children Ashatoma, Shadgamaya, Satyameva Jayate, Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara. Every day in our Vidyalayas, students they chant along with the meanings that they imply. That also we explain to the children. Wonderful values to be adopted by the human beings across the globe. Our Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Shastras These are all full of such instructions which help establish righteousness at individual as well as social level. Students are moving away from our own culture. Nowadays, all of us, we are feeling that actually. So let's highlight the greatness of all that we find in our own Vedas, Shastras, Puranas, Itihasas, and let us showcase all these things as per their choice, as they are going to adopt these things. In that way, we have to do and just to serve them. So that I hope definitely children are going to accept all these things. Now, role of ethics in school education today. No, education goes beyond imparting knowledge. All of us, we will agree to it. It plays an important role in shaping individuals' character and values. Ethics foster moral development by teaching values and principles. It encourages also critical thinking and reasoning. It equips students with tools needed to navigate complex situations in life. If complex situations children are not going to face properly, so then however or whatever percentage they may get, they cannot face the problems in the life actually that we are finding today. Even if students are in IITs or any high level, but sometimes they commit suicides or other problems, they cannot face the challenges. And so all these things are not possible only when we don't give the value system to our children actually. Now, integrating the ethics in our schools, a timely necessity. Why? Why should we integrate ethics in our school? Now, our Pujya Gurudev says, never can children's education be complete unless we impart in them a true appreciation of the eternal values of life. Pujya Gurudev has himself told this thing. So then we need not think why ethics needs to be integrated. Education without values, as useful as it seems, rather to make a man a more clever devil. So highly educated, but without ethics or value system, perhaps the student is going to be a clever devil. Now, there are certain other things. Come down. So, along with rapid transformations, technological advancements, global interconnectivity, and social structures, growing concerns are clearly observed today. I hope all of us were observing these problems. Declining empathy and cultural sensitivity, increased anxiety and stress among the students, depression, social isolation, identity crisis, etc. All these are truly alarming over the recent years. Now, in small cities or towns like Rourkela, we are finding all these things in our students too. Schools, as the foundation of character building, must take an active role in inculcating values, moral reasoning, and ethical behavior in young minds. Ethics helps students differentiate right from wrong, as we have already discussed, and build a culture of respect and kindness. They enable them to uphold truth and integrity in their future careers. Now, integrating ethics in school. How should we do? Once we know why we should do it, as because Pujya Gurudev's base or foundation of establishing Chinmaya Vidyalayas is perhaps this, integrating values with a modern education system. So for that reason, we are to blend or integrate ethics. But now, how to do that? Our Gurudev has rightly said, children are not vessels to be filled, but lamps to be lit. We all know this. But how much we are going deep into his thought that they are not vessels to be filled, but they are lamps to be lit. Lamps to be lit with that knowledge of those values, ethics, those all are to be given to our students. That way, Chinmaya Vidyalayas can be schools with a difference. Our role as educators is not just to provide knowledge, but to ignite the light of wisdom, integrity, and righteousness in students. Value based curriculum, schools need to infuse subjects with ethical perspectives. It's not one subject, but every subject, there should be a base of ethics or values in our Vidyalayas. Stories, case studies, and historical events can highlight moral lessons, and that can be given to the students in different periods. Role modeling by educators, teachers, educators, they should be the role models for the students. And the first, ethical guides. When we educators practice integrity, students absorb these values naturally. So, all the teachers, educators should first be role models for the children. Open conversations on real world ethical dilemmas need to be encouraged. There are so many problems nowadays we find among the youngsters. So we must have open conversation with our students. Schools need to organize activities like social work, environmental initiatives, and kindness campaign to instill social responsibility among our children. Interactive discussions and debates to foster critical thinking can be a part of our weekly curriculum. Regular reflection sessions can be held also to help our students internalize values and understand their purpose. It's not just a subject where students are reading. We have got a wonderful book, Aradhana Life and Aradhana, really a good book. So it's not that just we teach and then children write some question answers and get some marks, but they should internalize those values which they are reading and understand the purpose of reading such kind of things. And that is possible only when the educators realize the necessity today. And successful alumni can be role models. We can very often call them who has become successful as a good human being along with other success. They can be role models. Today we say it is floating, the knowledge, curriculum or book knowledge that is floating everywhere. What is not available, these ethics and moral values, which we should impart to our students. Now, Pujya Gurudev again emphasizes the end of education is character. Without ethics, education can be misused. The Chinmaya Vision program here comes and it integrates values into learning. Now, the Chinmaya Vision program and ethics. Now, I will little bit focus on Chinmaya Vision program. We at Chinmaya Vidyalayas have a structured framework, a program to integrate ethics in our schools. We are fortunate enough to have this well-knit program, which not only lays out the theory of ethical way of living, rather it provides practical tips how to implement through Chinmaya Drishti, making a CVP calendar, following it, and sending reports on time, and then receiving CVP report evaluation in time that really help integrate ethics, moral values in our Vidyalayas, which is the need of today. We proudly say we are a school with a difference. Now, holistic growth through ethics, through knowledge, one attains immortality, our scriptures they say. Now, holistic growth is the goal of CVP. All of us we know. I need not discuss much about CVP. But application in schools, holistic growth, it is integrated development, the first one. Weave ethics into daily interactions. It is not just a subject that we have been always told. Integrate a character building into academic, sports, all kinds of extracurricular activities that we do in our school. Inculcate honesty, discipline, and perseverance also. Like one example here, I have just one small thing put it. A student copying in an exam may score well but fails in life. There are schools where there will be no invigilator, but still the children they write. And that which from Chinmaya Drishti only we got it. And we are adopting that in our Vidyalaya too, trying in one or two classes where we are wanting that. We must emphasize self-earned success. Students should be told to earn self-earned success. Now, we know Indian culture, ethics rooted values Indian culture, dharmo rakshati rakshitah. I'm not going to spend much time on these all four aspects. We all know about it. I just want to say how lucky we are that before NEP, where they are putting stress on all these things, much before Pujya Gurudev's vision, and after that, how Chinmaya Education Cell brings this beautiful aspect of Chinmaya Vision Program, different aspect to all of us, and we are trying to follow that in our Vidyalayas. This is Dharma, that is standing up for what is right, Seva, encouraging community projects, Shatya, developing honesty, Indian culture, ethics rooted in our values. Here comes actually that how we are all going to do or adopt stories from Upanishad, Puranas, Itihasas, which are full of ethical values. Those all are narrated through various means on various occasions in our schools. Storytelling, story writing, skits, plays, traditional folk arts, through that also, art exhibitions, talks. Through all these things, we narrate the beauty of our culture to our students, by which the children, they learn all these things and they come to know actually what a glorified culture we people are having. So the students of today, 21st century, they must know it, and it can be possible only when we integrate all these things in and through our education. Then comes patriotism. Patriotism, we know, and we have been adopting all this. So besides all regular activities of patriotic, whatever celebration, etc., life of local patriots, that is one thing which we are all doing in our Vidyalaya. Local patriots, like we are having Baji Raut, Dharmapada, Amko, Simko, Birsa Munda. These are all local patriots of Odisha. So we are asking children to make projects on their life. We narrate stories of them, these freedom fighters of our own areas actually. If we are highlighting all these things, that really motivates, and children, they are very much attracted towards all these things. So these kind of things, besides the regular things, we can all do it. And then comes universal outlook. Out through that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, what a beautiful quote, a beautiful saying actually from our Mahapanishad. Global ethics in education, because we have to tell our children that they are no more only an Indian, but they are definitely one citizen, global citizen, citizen of the world. So let's make them understand that it is not very easy as we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, but it's not impossible, definitely. Swami Vivekananda had once only addressed, dear brothers and sisters, and the entire Western world, they wondered at about that. So that's why Swami Vivekananda's this quote, our Pujya Gurudev's concept, all these things can be given to our children to say that how they can be global citizens. That is our universal outlook. So,
Sarmistha ma'am, can the others ask some questions if they have? Because it's crossed 20 minutes now. We can wind up.
ma'am, just 1 minute, can I take?
Yeah. Just take a
Yeah.
minute. Yeah.
So then our educator's role, what we do, because Acharya Deva Bhava, Atithi Deva Bhava, all these things we know. So our personal examples we should give, ethical discussions, storytelling and case studies, all this the teachers must do. So let's start today what we must do. Conduct moral reasoning discussion in classrooms. We can organize ethic-based competitions. We can encourage self-reflection and meditation, and we can lead by examples. We are doing a lot of things in our Vidyalaya. To close, actually, I'll say action taken in our own Vidyalaya. One value each morning, one quote each day, weekly fixed 1 hour interactive special session for each class. From nursery to class 10, we have chanting with meaning, singing, storytelling, role play, narration skills, etc. Meditation for 1 minute each period, monthly exhibition on great men's lives, project on the Gita and its teaching, the Bhagavata, Ramayana, and the Mahabharata Katha in series in different classes we adopt. Awards for students for effectively exhibiting values like honesty, punctuality, obedience, kindness, and confidence. Apart from CVP, several activities, all these things regularly we do in our school. A vision for the future, we are having a vision how to integrate ethics in our Vidyalaya. So, Pujya Gurudev, with whatever he thinks that Chinmaya Vidyalaya should be a Vidyalaya with difference, it can be possible only when integrate values and ethics in our teaching. Let noble thoughts come to us from every side. Thank you very much. Hari Om.